And I have one last quote that I want to share with you today. It goes like this: don't be afraid to stand for what you believe in, even if that means standing alone. And this is by Andy Biersack. This one is interesting because there are many people, especially in our culture, that may not feel comfortable doing things on their own or being alone, or society has been conditioning us to this collective thinking. It's difficult for some people to think individually. Standing for what you believe in, that is a very strong statement, because in this day and age, we as believers, if we don't stand for the truth, if we don't stand for the gospel, if we don't stand for God, sure, what are we doing as believers? Because sometimes that means that you'll be standing alone. And I'm going to give you an example. The enemy tempts, and the enemy sends people your way to tell you, especially in this day and age, that people want to constrict and silence the gospel and silence people who are believers of Jesus Christ. From experience, I have had 3 experiences where individuals have told me, the first person told me not to be using, kind of like they said religious, right? But they meant not to be using Christian stuff on social media. Then another person was speaking to me about an opportunity, and they also told me that you cannot speak religious things here, right? And then the third person, the same kind of thing. You know, you should not be using God or anything like that. And they always say religious, but I'm not religious. We're not religious. We are sharing the gospel. We're sharing the word of God, and we're sharing the good news of the Lord. And that's what God has instructed us to do. So standing alone means that. Standing by the word of God. And it is very hard to do these days because we are being restricted. We are being shut down. We are being told that everything else is okay except sharing the good news of God. It doesn't make sense, because if we were to contrast it to, there's so many other religions, and there it's okay for them to share or speak on whatever they stand for. But when we stand for Jesus and we stand for the gospel, we are being restricted, we are being shut down, and we are being silenced. If we believe in the gospel, basically in this day and age are standing alone, because people don't want to hear the gospel. But we should continue to share the gospel, the good news, because this is where their salvation, it hangs on that we are to share with them the truth of God, so that other people can be saved. Because if God did it for us, God will certainly do it for those persons, even the ones that don't believe, even the atheists, even the ones that are into every other thing that it's out there that's being offered to everyone. So I hope this makes sense to individuals, because yes, this is where we are in this day and age.